Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Once again, a warm welcome to all the participants. I, Shivani Patil, on behalf of Dr. D.Y. Patil College of Pharmacy, Akudi, Pune, welcome you all to the second day of 3 days webinar series entitled Ethical Principles Governing Pharmacy. Before starting with the session, I would again like to request all the participants to please note the following points for getting the e-certificate. First, you should be a registered participant for this webinar. Second, all shall fill the attendance link that will be shared only in the chat box of Google Meet anytime during the webinar. The link will remain active only for 15 minutes. Also, please note that all have to attend the quiz and fill the feedback form, which shall be provided on the Telegram group on the last day of this webinar series. Only those participants who fulfill these criteria will be eligible for the e-certificates. I would also request all the participants to note that if they have any questions, the same can be posted in the chat box. Our team will ask the questions on your behalf. Now, on behalf of Dr. D.Y. Patil College of Pharmacy Akodi team, I request our principal, Dr. Neeraj Gavhare sir, to please speak a few words. Sir, please.
Good afternoon and thank you, Shivani. Hope I am audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes. Welcome, Dr. Chakravar sir. After a long time, able to again to hear you and your views. For information of all, Dr. Chakravar is a very renowned pharmacist, rendering the services towards various academia and industries, specifically in the area of publication and contract research. Today's his topic, that is publication proficiency, I think is one of the important topic applicable to all the teachers, right from the freshers to an experienced teacher. Because in academia, those who are involved in the research, they come across publication of their research work. It's an integral part of any research work to publish its work in order to get a review and further input from the scientific community, and also to add a specific knowledge in that particular domain. Although publication is an integral part or essential part, but writing a paper is a skill. Selection of journal, how to put across our research, how to interpret the results, how to discuss the results is really an Herculean task. And I think specifically for those who are started their research work or academic research, this session will be very, very helpful. Now also I am seeing a variety of papers. Many papers, if you find that, a very simple work, but presented in such a nice way and gives a firm outcome. This outcome becomes a start point of the next researcher, and this relay of research is going on. So understanding the nitty-gritties of publication is an important aspect that will help everyone to present his research work in a better manner. And I think Dr. Chakravar is the right person because he has that authority, and this authority he has got with his experience of many years working in this field. Thank you, Dr. Vishal, for accepting our invitation and sparing your valuable time for all of us. I hope this session will be one of the best sessions that we are conducted in this webinar series. Thank you, Dr. Vishal. Over to Shivani.
Thank you so much, sir. So today, our speaker is Dr. Vishal Chakravar sir, who is currently Director at Prime Editors and also is serving as a President for Society for R&D in Health Science. Under his leadership, Prime Editors has evolved as a well-known scientific editing company encompassing a well-balanced business portfolio of academic and industrial theses as well as publication services across different therapeutic categories. Talking about his academic credentials, Sir has completed his Bachelor's of Pharmacy from Sudhakar Rao Nail Institute of Pharmacy, Pusad, Masters in Pharmacology from ISF College of Pharmacy, Punjab, and his PhD in Vascular Molecular Pharmacology from Sant Garge Baba Amravati University. Sir has an expertise in different areas like scientific editing, medical writing, research publication support, clinical studies writing, case report editing, plagiarism check, etc. While working as a founder and lead scientific editor at Prime Editors, he has been accomplished various goals like managing client relationships for an editorial perspective, delivering high quality content and an excellent client service, developing high quality scientific content by means of all necessary research, scientific writing, editing, and fact checking, meeting the deadlines and work within the project scope and objectives. He has also demonstrated his ability to manage timelines and quality of work using strong organizational, communicational, facilitational, and interpersonal skills in a cross functional team. He has a very good experience in non-clinical development, including toxicology, pharmacokinetics, and discovery pharmacology. Also, he is very knowledgeable about requirements of FDA and ICH guidelines. One of the most important professional achievements of Sir is that he was a brand ambassador of Bentham Science Publishers in the year 2018 and 19. He has published his work in various journals of national and international repute, having total citation of 369, total impact factor of 15.196 with an H index of 7. With this brief introduction, let me welcome Sir on this platform. I request Sir to please start with this session. Sir, please.
Am I audible, Shivani?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Yes, sir.
Very good afternoon to one and all. Respected Dr. Neeraj Vyavhari sir, who is our senior from college life and a mentor for the pharmacology especially. We read his book of pathophysiology in our college days. So I am always glad to have any option or any event where I can join, maybe with my business or maybe with personally. I am always ready, sir. And thank you very much for giving this opportunity to deliver a webinar. I would like to say a special thanks to Dr. Shilpa Chaudhary ma'am and especially the Shirode sir who has organized this event. And the coordinator Pawan Wankhede, he is actually my junior in the college life and he is coordinating with the for this webinar. He is taking continuous follow-up of mine for more than a week. And today it's a time to deliver a webinar as per the mentioned topic. So shall I start now?
Yes, sir, please.
Are you visible for the screen?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
So today's our topic of webinar is publication proficiencies of pharmaceutical avenue, presented by myself, Dr. Vishal Chakravar, Director of Prime Editors, Aurangabad, Maharashtra. The publication proficiencies, we will divide these proficiencies. So we will divide the publication in two parts. That is manuscript first preparation. After that preparation, it should be published. So the total webinar will divide into two sections. That is proficiencies about writing of the manuscript and proficiencies for the publication. We will focus specially on the pharmaceutical avenue. What are the differences of all publication and what are the differences for the pharmaceutical publication? We will highlight one by one, stepwise, all the proficiencies required for the primary publication for the in-pharmacy as well as research scholar, PhD research scholar for their academic purpose. So the previous work of academic life is of a publication of article. So most of the cases, if you see, there are several type of studies are performed and published, like research paper, review article, case study, case report, systematic review. But these are the overall publications or type of publication which are frequently available in the Google. In case of pharmaceutical case, we prefer generally research paper, followed by review articles. So research paper conduct the study and define objectives. Review article are representation of existing information. So I would like to explain in much better way. The research paper is the original article, while the review article is of two types. Review article 1, that is representation of existing content in well manner. While review article another type is the article, in the title of article there is a question mark. For example, is the glucose responsible for the progression of diabetic macrovascular complication? Is a question mark. And you have to answer this question in the review article by providing the comprehensive and recent article to explain your objective. So that by this way, review article can be represented in two forms. While case studies, case report, and systematic reviews are rarely published in case of the pharmaceutical method. This is the publication of article. But first step is to have the title page, abstract, introduction, materials and methods, result discussion, summary or conclusion, and references. These are the key parts of our whole manuscript. Now we will discuss one by one what are these and how it is important for the publication. This is the first step of writing the article. That is, we are moving for the proficiencies of manuscript writing part. After completion of proficiencies of manuscript writing, we will move for the proficiencies for the manuscript publication part. So for writing part, the most important thing is to follow the ICMJE, International Committee of Medical Journal Editor. I have already prepared a video on the same, that how much ICMJE gives the pro criteria for the publication of article and minimum requirement for the publisher author to publish their article in reputed journals. So we must have the idea about the ethics of publication, which is provided by the ICMJE, which include the list of all contributory authors must be in the first page of the manuscript, department and institutional details, address of corresponding author, and email address. Especially these three factors are very effectively explained by the ICMJE, which is revised in the last year September month. So accordingly, we always get confused who is the first author, who is the second author. If I am a first author, I shall be a corresponding author or not, if my supervisor is co-author. There are many troubles are there. So that's why it is very clearly explained by the ICMJE what is the contribution of author. Accordingly, you have to mention in the manuscript. After that, running title of the manuscript, keywords you have to mention 4 to 5 keywords. Or word count, it is required maybe or may not be. Some article required word count of article on the first page, some may not be required. After that, the title font must be very specific. Paper size must be A4 and margin of the page should be as per regular size. Now move towards the first part, that is title of the manuscript. Remember, always writing the article for manuscript.
Sir,
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting here in the session. Hello, sir.
Yes,
Can you hear
please.
me?
Yes, please. Yes, I can.
Yes, sir. Sir, there is some disturbance in your voice.
Can you hear me now better?
Yes, sir. Now we can hear you. But there
sir,
is slight disturbance.
Sir, I think there is mobile also. Slide is running, so I think there is echo sound.
No, but my mobile is not here at the moment.
Okay.
It is not working. It's just I have just silent mode. It is on silent mode.
Okay,
So
sir.
shall I
Now we
continue?
can hear you clearly.
All right,
Yes,
all
sir.
right. So title of the manuscript, here from this point onward, we are going to discuss step by step every part of the manuscript which is classified and which starts from the title. Here I am going to explain about how to write the title of every article, maybe research article or maybe review article. But do remember, this is a star I have mentioned, right? This is implemented not for the title but throughout the manuscript. Always write for the reader and not for the writer. While preparing the article, the research scholar or student or the writer is right with what he is feeling, how he is feeling that the content is right. But usually the content is right with the perspective it is read by the third person who don't know about your study. So to understand the person, you have to write accordingly. It is called as right for the reader. The person who is going to read your article, he should understand what you have read, not what we understand what the writer wants to write. So it's simply we can say it is right in such a way that anyone can understand the content easily. For example, title of the manuscript. This 27 indicates that there are 27 words are in the title. Example, a study plan for the formulation and evaluation of solid dispersion to improve effect of dissolution and the oral bioavailability of the known poorly soluble doxybuprofen drug. So this is a very lengthy title. See, there is a difference between title and the sentence. Title never be a sentence. You should not use the title inside the article. So that's why if you want to make it very concisely and effectively, we can see we reduce this 27 word within only 14 words. That is formulation of solid dispersion to improve dissolution and oral bioavailability of poorly soluble doxybuprofen. So this indicates if lengthy titles are there, it is very difficult for the reader to understand what exactly you want to mention. We will take one more example. The title with the 28 words, that is effect of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug piroxicam to reduces the acute and chronic pain response in type 1 diabetic rat, involvement of interferon, interleukin, and cytokine-like pro-inflammatory molecule. This is not a, we cannot say this is a wrong title. This is the right title, but this is very lengthy, much informative, of 28 words. Instead of that, if we can move for the 12 words only, piroxicam reduces acute and chronic pain response in type 1 diabetic rat. So this easily indicates that this is a lengthy title. This is very attractive and attention-catchy title. So collectively, we can say title must be informative, very specific, comprehensive, obviously, and accurate, stating exactly what the article is about. Because see, if you have the experience of literature survey, first thing what we used to do, we used to read the title of article and we will judge whether the title is suitable for my research or not. If it is suitable, then only we will start to reading the abstract. If abstract is about as per our requirement, then we move for the full text of article. So first thing, attention should be for the title of the manuscript. So accordingly, it should be informative, specific, and comprehensive. So to conduct the quality research, we must have the good setup, especially for the pharmaceutical research and not for the medical or nursing. They have some other requirements. Pharmaceutical, we must have the laboratory to conduct the research, a supervisor, also called as the guide of the student, who is responsible to pour the research novelty in the project, research scholar to conduct the actual lab work, co-authors who help in the study practical, perform the practical, writing the content. Sometimes we may need an external person, which is called as a statistician, to interpret the values and statistics implementation. And most of the cases, ethical committees are required to permit the things if it is required for the animal or other required permissions. So this setup is required to have the qualitative research, to perform the qualitative research. After title, the first step is to write the abstract of the manuscript. So we are again on the second phase of this is manuscript writing proficiencies. So abstract can be written in different ways, but most of the cases it is divided into three major parts. That is aim, methodology, and results, which plays the most important part, followed by its conclusion. So let's see background of the research. Sometimes it is mentioned, sometimes it may not be mentioned. It depends on the journal's guideline. Background about the research. Aim should be very direct sentence. This matters a lot. Direct sentence I written with the intention to avoid the plagiarism. Again, the objective clearly explain. Objective, sometimes objectives are more than one or two. Then you can use the numbering 1, 2, 3 or bullets for the same. Methodology, be specific and cover all. Result, interpretation and statistical analysis, and conclusion precisely explain. The total abstract should not be reached more than 250 words only. So it is very, very commonly occur in the scientific paper. The writers always write the abstract in 250 words. But 250 words, if you classify it, you can clearly understand 10 words are required for the aim, objective, and background, and 10 words are required for the conclusion. The total 200 plus words are for the methodology and result section, which plays the understanding of the result outcome. The first main part of the body of the manuscript is introduction, which include this introduction. The total length of introduction chapter, it should not be more than 1.5 page to 2 page as per the standard format. So this 1.5 page, if we define, we can classify this complete 1.5 page in only 4 different parts. That parts are nothing but introduction, study first target, study second target, and conclusion. These are the major 4 parts. So we can write in such a way that initially the first part, that is the starting portion of only 2 to 3 lines, are related to background of the study. which information to outline the problem or problems of the study. It is called as just background of the study. After that, it is a first major part of the topic is introduction. That is, introduce study in first part. This is nothing but what a study is exactly. Generally, in a pharmaceutical publication, we select a specific target for our research. The target may be one target or maybe two target, or sometimes it may be the three target. But three targets are usually not covered in one publication. So we used to target hardly one or two targets. So accordingly, you have to write one or two paragraphs on the study first target, detail of study novelty, then followed by change the paragraph, study second target, detail of the study novelty. If it is third, then you can add here. And lastly, only one paragraph is about the conclusion, the rationale. Conclude the rationale, what you want to say in the introduction. All these parts has been cited. Important to cite the references to each line or para. Citations are started from the introduction chapter, that is reference citation, and you have to cite every line, or if possible, para at least cited throughout the introduction chapter of 1.5 to 2 pages maximum. The next part of this introduction is the methodology, that is writing of methodology, also called as materials and methods in the field of pharmacy frequently. The experimental protocol is also called as, which is written in terms of drugs and chemical used, source of the drug, experimental part, animal or formulation if it is used, experimental protocol, nothing but a schedule of a study, animal grouping, dosing, formulation, batches designs. If it is related to extraction, the methods has been explained properly. Then evaluation method, all direct and indirect parameter with the reference has to be mentioned in this evaluation method. These are the different methods which is predefined on the basis of previously available literature review. We used to follow the different method for our original study to find out the exact output. And what this type of statistics we have used in the study, maybe t-test somewhere, ANOVA, post-hoc test like Tukey's multiple comparison, Dunnett test, Newman-Kuhl test, etc. Or maybe in addition to this, software if it is used for the analysis of ANOVA, that also you have to mention. Usually t-test is not used in the case of pharmaceutical research because these are the very practical oriented and huge research. So we need at least ANOVA, maybe 1-way or 2-way ANOVA, but it is required, followed by Tukey's multiple comparison. So methodology chapter is not a chapter written right for the detail. That is, methodology section of the manuscript is not always written in a very lengthy manner. It shall be very precisely explained. Effectively, within short content, you have to mention the methodology. I think my methodology is too lengthy, so it may not happen after writing. We may come to know that this is a very huge content are there, and then after you can sort out. So better to follow the requirement. The most important part of the overall manuscript is the result and discussion part. In some cases, like in pharmacology, preclinical pharmacology, results are written separately and discussion is discussed as a separate section in the manuscript. While in some cases of pharmaceutics or phytochemistry also, the results and discussion is written combinedly. So we will discuss accordingly. The most important, it should be more concise but informative. So this is a little bit challenging while writing. If you want to use very limited word, but it should express the more effectiveness or express the output of study. It is a little bit difficult for the writer to manage the things. But if you follow the standard references, you will definitely come to know. The vocabulary is required for this. What the things are necessary to cover in the results and section, reader can assess with clarity. As I have told already, we are writing for the reader, not for the writer. So reader who is reading our discussion of our article, he should assess the exact what we are writing, and he should be very clearly understand. Straightforward information and not confusing. Straightforward information means you are writing the percentage. Again, you are writing bracket under percentage sign. So repeatedly mentioning the same thing. Maybe the same parameter can be expressed in terms of graph. Again, same parameter can be expressed in terms of table. So this may get confused for the reader. It is not required. The parameter which can be expressed in which better way, that way of representation we can use to represent the results. Appropriate statistical significance, we have to mention whatever we have used. How the study is differ from other. So our study is different from other means this is a part where we can use the novelty of our article. here we can explain the novelty, that how the study is novel and how we can definitely differ from other by providing the citations of the recently published article for the sentence where we have differentiate our study from the existing predefined studies. Comment adequately on all the study finding with the supportive valid references. The most important comment, that is the comment adequately on all the study findings. Whatever the outcome we have received from our project, from our research study, that should be appropriately cited by the valid recent references from the reputed journals. At lastly, summarize the discussion separately if it is required and discuss the results without the values. The most important point. This is the result part. This is all part where you have to mention the values, your readings, maybe like p-values or outcome of the study. While you are going for the discussion chapter separately, there is only understanding of the result. The result indicate representation of available output of the study in the form of numerics. While discussion is explanation of the result chapter without using the result, without using the values or without using the statistical range of the any numerics. This is the only discussion with the help of our outcome supported by the available different studies. Example, representation example. This is a table. This very effectively it is explained. You can easily read, understand what do you mean by mean, plus minus, standard deviation, etc. If it is want to be a statistically, then see here significance is very effectively show, very clearly understand there is a difference or there is a difference or not everything. Table and figures citations are also required for the manuscript. The rest of the things after discussion is a conclusion followed by acknowledgement, conflict of interest, funding if it is there, and contribution of each author for the publication it is mentioned. So these are the different parts of the manuscript writing, and these are the very most important things which you have to take into consideration while writing the manuscript. References, the most important part of the references, which is generally taken as a consider as a casually consider references, but it is most important. Jennifer suddenly realized that her references list had 2 minutes self citations. We may perform few studies before this study, maybe our guide perform few studies, and we used to take support from that study repeatedly. So if you're taking repeatedly self-citation will definitely increase, but self-citation is not countable in the field of science, much countable. So it is better to cite less our own citations and give the citations of other articles. So references are provided, references are available in different style, are defined in terms of APA style, American Psychological Association, Chicago style, MLA style, Modern Language Association, Vancouver style, and many more other styles are available. But nowadays, traditionally, if you see, we used to do the reference formatting manually. By seeing the APA standard books and standard guidelines, we used to format each and every reference, and if your article having 100 references, you have to perform the reference style according to. And if your journal is rejected a manuscript, if you wish to submit your article to some other journal, then again all 100 reference has to be changed from one style to another style as per the journal guideline. So now I am going to provide you the proficiency or a soft skill for the style formatting of the references. You must know about the Google Scholar, obviously. If you're writing any article or if you're citing any article in your manuscript, you just put the name of the article, whatever it may be. For example, diabetes mellitus in India. Here several articles will come. If you want to cite this article, you just click on this inverted comma. It's very pretty look will be clever, that is cite this article. If you click on the inverted comma, immediately the pop-up window will open and it is shown the article with different style of the format, like MLS style, APA style, Chicago style, Harvard style, Vancouver style. If you want to use this article and format this article's reference in APA style, you just type the article in Google, click on double inverted comma, pop-up window will open, single click on the any name which you want to select, and just it will automatically get copy. Just copy it and paste into your file. The negative factor for this Google Scholar is sometimes Google Scholar may not predict the journal properly, number one, and all articles may not be available in the Google Scholar. So if you have the article selected from PubMed, then also I have the option for you. Whenever you open, I have just check it, the same word, diabetes mellitus in India. I put the same word, diabetic mellitus in India. If it is open like this, you just click on the cite option. If you click on the cite option, the pop-up window will again open. Under the pop-up window, there is a small arrow is mentioned. Here, this is a style of reference. Once you click on APA, MLA, NLM, anything you select, automatically the content will change. Similarly, if you have to click here copy, and you can paste the content in your manuscript wherever you want. So by this method, it is very easy to reformat your existing references with the particular style. Now I am going to move for the second part, that is proficiencies of the publication, that is research publication tools and techniques. So usually it is called as the soft skills for the publication. So searching tools which we have been using and which you may not be aware about these kind of things, like most frequently used and the most promising search engine, that is a PubMed Center. I have made various videos on the keys for the PubMed. As you have, I have already mentioned Google Scholar, Microsoft Academy. Maybe you may or may not be aware of this. Science.gov, Highwire Press, Director of Open Access Journal, Embas. So these all are the search engine, and I know very well the students usually follow the PubMed and Google Scholar only, or maybe directly in the Google. But don't go for the Google, because Google is run on the basis of numerics, not on the basis of text. If you would like to write diabetes mellitus, it's better to write diabetes plus mellitus in the Google so that it can understand what you want to say. Similarly happen with the PubMed. PubMed is also having the huge number of publications and journal. If you write diabetes mellitus, PubMed will give diabetes mellitus for animal, diabetes mellitus for human, formulation of diabetes mellitus, advanced research in diabetes, everything he will search out. If you want to restrict your search in all these things, it means if you want to search diabetes mellitus in pediatrics, for example, you just keep same text in a Google, diabetes mellitus in pediatric, you will get 10,000 plus pages, maybe in lakhs. If you write diabetes mellitus in PubMed, pediatric in PubMed, it will give more than 10,000 articles. But just limit your search by putting the inverted comma around the text. That is, inverted comma before the text, diabetes mellitus in pediatric, inverted comma, and just click. It will show the article maybe in the Google or maybe in the PubMed. It will restrict your search and show the article, exactly article which is matching with your words. So that is most important, to restrict the search for the search engines. In addition to this, the newly launched or maybe not aware of few things, that is Index Medicus. This is the most oldest one, but frequently not used by the students. The recently artificial intelligence based some softwares are developed by the different companies of publishers and non-publisher based are Salad.net, Redcube.com, Almetric.com, and Dimension AI. So these are the different sources where you can get a lot of articles. Those who are may not be directly come in a Google or Google Scholar, or directly may not come in a PubMed. These are work on the basis of DOI number of the manuscript, that is digital object to identifier. Some other keys for the writer is he must have ORCID ID so that his article can be effectively communicated throughout the scientific community. Mainly is an option for the reference citation and the preparation of article. Scopus and ScienceDirect are the another source of literature survey. Web of Science, Science Citation Index, Springer, ProQuest, cross reference. I have mentioned the name of Springer, but I didn't mention the name of the ScienceDirect. You will come to know in next time. The next part of this tool is a plagiarism. This is searching tool, plagiarism. I know that while writing, you may not be aware that your content is actually available on the internet as such. But remember, it's not a crime per se, but it's a moral offense. Victor Ponta, if you know, he has a severe problem due to his thesis is plagiarized and his post of president has been withdrawn by the government. The term form, the direct form, complete or partially copying of a text computer file without acknowledging primary sources. This is maybe unintentionally happen while writing the article, but this should not be happen. Mosaic form should not be happen. Borrowing idea and opinion from the original source, few words and phrases without citing their source, This is absolutely not acceptable by anyone. But at this stage, in 2021 at least, plagiarism is the biggest issue for everyone, because while writing the publication or while writing the thesis, you just write, you just cross-check with the supervisor, and later on you come to know you have plagiarism of 30%, 40%, 50, 70, what it will be. And it's a guideline that you have to be a plagiarism less than 10%. Let's focus on that. So plagiarism, that was the problem with the plagiarism. Now solution. plagiarism solution. UGC required plagiarism less than 10%. Remember, there is no shortcut. If any company, any person, or any expert who is committing to remove the plagiarism within short period of time, for example, for 50 pages, he is asking for 1 day or 2 days, absolutely he is not aware about the plagiarism and related many issues. So there is no shortcut, only one option is you have to do manually with different ways that I am going to explain. Some softwares are available in the market, that is plagiarism detection software. Some are paid and some are free software. Paid includes SafeAssign, Turnitin, the most famous Turnitin. In my company we use the Turnitin software, followed by Authenticate, Attributor, CopySky, Scap, Black Tracker, Ginger, Grammarly are the paid software available in the market. Some free softwares are also available, like plagiarism detection, ChimSky, SiteBlack, Copy Tracker, Plagium, and C sources. So these are the free softwares available. So this primary question may arise that if the free are available, why the people will move for paid software? But there are some restrictions, like these sources will provide the restricted number of words allowed for the checking of plagiarism, like 250 words, maybe 1000 words, like that. So you have some restriction. Moreover, the plagiarism source is not generally given by this software, so it is very difficult for the writer. But while using Turnitin, Authenticate, like the most versatile software, definitely you will get the complete report along with the different source of citation called a similar citation index report, and that you can use for the rewriting of the content. So the major question is how to remove the plagiarism. So remember, as such, I already told no shortcut for the plagiarism, but sentence shuffling, paragraph modification and revision, rewriting the plagiarized part, use of synonym of a few words can be give the way to remove the plagiarism. Definitely it is time consuming, but it is easily possible also. I have a good experience of this. Partially helping some software. Remember, I have written partially helping. These are not completely helping. Rewriting or paraphrasing software like Quillboard, most famous one, then Duplichecker, then Spineboard. These are software. If you paste the plagiarized sentence or two sentences in this, it will immediately move to the rewriting, shuffling the words and representation of same sentence without changing the meaning. But you cannot do it for every sentence in this. But this may be partially help for the sentence which you manually may not be able to rephrase. The major challenges in the publication of the TRP, that is to as I do remember, Dr. Vivare sir just now mentioned that sometimes it is difficult to find the suitable journal for the publication. To search suitable journal for the publication of the article, various journal finders, remember the name, journals finders of reputed publisher can help to judge the suitable journal of the article, which include journalfinder.elsevier.com, journalsuggester.springer.com, journalfinders.wiley.com, and all these things. So if you have your article ready with you, you just click on this website. Once you click, it will just ask you the title of article, abstract, and keyword. You just paste here and search. It will give the list of journals which are matching with your abstract, available under the publisher elsewhere, available under the publisher Springer. Accordingly, they will also mention the probability of your acceptance of article according to your title and content provided by you. Content means abstract provided by you. So this way may limit your efforts, reduce your efforts to find out the journal suitable for your publication. Reading of the manuscript before submission. Most important part, that is reading of the manuscript. Why reading of the manuscript required? Because non-English based country always face the issue. English language is always an issue for non-English based countries. The proper use of the user-friendly free software helps to increase the command over the language, like Hemingway Editor, Smart Edit. Famous one is Grammarly. Ginger-like software may use to check out with the spelling, typo errors, or grammatical corrections. Polish the manuscript before submission. Always required to polish the manuscript before submission for the quality of images, most important, size of images, chemical structure, and formula. We can use some softwares like ChemDraw, ChemSketch for the sketching of the chemical structure, Illustrator Math Toolbox, and Paint to modification of the image quality. After publication step, the increasing the citation indicates of the quality article. So after publication, it is the most important to improve the citations of the article. Citations means if your article is published, available on the Google. Now, if no one is using your article, no one is citing your article, it means your article is not worth for the quality for the society. So this is can be decided while deciding the title of your article project. While deciding the project, you can select the project in such a way that it should be helpful for the society so that the citations can be increased. So see, there are several ways. First important thing is that increase the citation indicates the quality of article. But if articles can be cited only after your article is published online, and you can little bit push up by using different ways, like circulation of the published article to various tools, by using various tools like some social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, ResearchGate. But this will not make much effect. If your article is really good, definitely it will come in a PubMed or Google, and definitely the respective research scholar will cite your article immediately if it is useful. And one more thing, nowadays, recently, last 2 to 3 years, some targeting artificial intelligence, sorry, spelling mistake, based softwares and website are Scilite.net, Ruby, Readcube.com, and Almatic.com, and Dimension AI, artificial intelligence. These are the websites available where you can deposit your article along with all the details, and it will circulate throughout the research community automatically to help out to further providing your article to the researchers, so that ultimately the citations can be increases for the publication. The citations is usually required because the citation count is matters for the post and to increase or boost the topic. Data representation is again a major part, along with journal selection. Because if your research is valid research, our services, our company is a prime editor and quality editing services for the manuscript editing, plagiarism removal, PhD thesis editing, data analysis and interpretation. We perform in different steps: receiving order, confirmation, assigning the order, reviewing, and delivery of the time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a very informative and wonderful session. I'm sure the participants have some take-home message from this session. Now, I request participants to raise their questions in the chat box. Dr. Sudhir sir will take the questions on your behalf and ask to Dr. Vishal Chakrawar sir. Over to you, Pandya sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Shivani.
Yes, please.
A very good afternoon, doctor. And as our principal sir had rightly put in, it was a Herculean task. But when you have taken over the platform and put your presentation, many of the fears have been allayed. Thank you for that, sir.
Welcome, sir. Welcome.
However, sir, with your kind
Yes.
permission, there are a few questions which, with your due permission, may I put it onto the platform?
Yes, please, sir. Please.
Sure. Thank you very much. There's a question from Mr. Amarjit Singh. He is asking us how to identify the correct impact factor of particular journal, and what is Clarivate Analytics Journal Citation Report? Is it good, or should we go in for it, or we should think of it at a little later end?
Over question is over.
The question was how to identify the correct impact factor.
Yes, that I got. So this is very simple question, and the answer is very easily you can identify the impact factor. So there are two different impact factors are available in the Google at this moment. Number one impact factor given by the Thomson Reuters, recently called as Cleverical Analytics. And that impact factor is actual impact factor, which is calculated on the basis of number of citations of every article in the last 2 years divided by number of publications. So that is the actual method, and very clearly Cleverical Analytics mention the name of journal along with impact factor and all the detailed report on their website. If the students are unable to find out by using the Cleverical Analytics or their website, they can simply visit to any journal. And about the journal, if you have the indexing page of the journal, it is clearly mentioned whether it is indexing in the Thomson Reuters or not. If it is indexed, just click over there. It will directly move to the Cleverical Analytical page. If journal is promising for the fake impact factor, maybe one impact factor or two, and they are not mentioning any link for that, any calculation part for that, it indicates this is a fake impact factor, like J impact factor, ABCD impact factor, and many more are there who are providing the impact factor for 1,000 rupees or 500 rupees to the journal. So don't go for that. Generally, if you're going for the Springer or Science Direct, on the home page only it is clearly mentioned about the impact factor.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. There's one question from Sachin Kokate. He would like to know which part of the paper is mostly taken into consideration and given more weightage while we are selecting our journal for publication. And he has also asked how if the citation score helps to publish paper in a good scientific journal.
First part I understand, that is what he want to ask about what part of the manuscript matters a lot for the quality writing for the acceptance of the article. There is no as such rule. If you want to go for the quality publication or publications with those journals, which are under the PubMed, you must have the quality article from title to reference part, because they are not going to take individual part. They are going to cross check every part, because your particular part is not going to publish. Your whole article is going to publish. Definitely will cross check. But still, if you want to screen more appropriately, first attention, that should be always on the title of the article and abstract. If you have ever submit any article to reputed journal, you must know first 1 week or first 2 days or maybe first few days, it was mentioned that article is with editor. So editor don't have time to read whole article. He will just link out towards the title and abstract. So first impression may be the title and abstract that can be published more effectively as compared to the script. And second question I didn't understand, sir. What do you want to say?
He is asking how the citation score helps to publish paper in a scientific journal.
Citation score helps.
Yes,
citation will perform after publication of article.
Right. That
or
is
he's asking about it.
I think he must be meaning something else. Okay, he can rewrite it down in the chat box.
Right.
In the meantime, I'll take the third question.
Yes, definitely.
I think you've already answered that question, but in case you would like to re-answer it, what are the key priorities when choosing a scientific journal for publishing scientific texts?
No, there is no. We have to take many things into consideration. Like all the parts of the article should be very effectively written. Then only it will be accepted. As your expectation increases, your quality definitely need to increases.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, sir. There is a question from Shivani Patil. She is asking,
Right.
sir, there are certain softwares like Mendeley available for referencing. Is
Right.
it more effective if we cite using these softwares? Also, can you please suggest some effective softwares for the same?
Yes, definitely. Like ReadCube, I have already mentioned website of my PPT. That is similar to Mendeley. Mendeley, why it is famous? Mendeley is a product of Science Direct, so that's why it is very effectively circulated throughout the community, and it is no doubt it is useful, user friendly. So you can use Mendeley for thesis, Mendeley for the article writing and preparation. There is absolutely no doubt that it is the most versatile software. So you can use the Mendeley. So there is no option as such for the Mendeley. I would like to recommend the mainly, obviously.
Thank you, sir. There's a common question from Dr. Abhinandan Patil and Aruna ma'am. They both are asking whether the journal should be in a UGC list, and some journals are present in Web of Science but not listed in Scopus. Is it worthy to publish our articles in these journals?
Okay, UGC has given their care list under the Savitribai Phule University list, the care list 1 and 2. After that, it is a little bit difficult for the UGC to screen all the journal within 1 year and to enlist whether the journal index in under the UGC or not. Later on, they clearly mentioned that any journal which is under the Scopus, it can be part of the UGC care list. So if you go through the journal, if it is available under the Scopus, definitely it is a part of the UGC care list and you can publish the article. But do remember, if it is available in the Scopus, don't go for the publisher's website, because journals sometimes mention journals under the Scopus. You just click on that part and move that part to the Scopus website. If it is also mentioned on the Scopus website that journal is available on the index inside the journal Scopus, then only you can keep a trust over that.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
There is a question from Dr. Devendra Shiroi. He is asking us, common sentences for table and figure are also, does it also come under plagiarism? And what is the solution if it does come under plagiarism?
Absolutely right question. Not only table figure, but the methodology part, which is the most challenging part, which come under the plagiarism. So plagiarism is of two types, sir. Number one, that is plagiarism used to check for the thesis, and plagiarism used to check for the manuscript. If you're writing the thesis, which is having the lengthy 200, 300 pages, and UGC permit 10%. If you consider 250 pages of thesis, 25 pages you have the option where you can keep the similar content. Similarly, for the publication, as the impact factor increases, their plagiarism-free article they're expecting, usually less than 10%, some article require less than 5%. So try to keep that same sentence under the 5%. The rest of the whole article you can rewrite without changing. For example, if your article having about paracetamol, you can't change the name of paracetamol. If your article mention about WHO, you can't change the name of WHO. They also know these things very well. So they're expecting only 5% you can keep as such text, and in under that 5% you can keep this all content.
Thank you, sir. There's a question from Shakunala ma'am. She's asking, sir, how to tackle plagiarism while preparing review articles, because we are presenting studies from previously published papers.
Right. We are definitely taking the studies from previously paper, that is obviously, but we are not using their language. We are understanding their output of their study and writing in our own language. So definitely plug should not come. And review article is very easy to remove plug as compared to research article, because in research article we have restrictions. Review article, you have own your English vocabulary, you can replace all the words with the new words to explain for the reader very effectively. And like using Turnitin or Kuhn, you can use any software to check plagiarism for the review article.
Thank you, sir. The next question I would like to combine from again Dr. Devendra sir and Dr. Pallavi ma'am. They are asking, what is the highest weightage publication among Scopus or Web of Science or UGC care list? And could you please guide us about predatory journals?
The question is very right. Differentiating the journal for the Web of Science indexing Scopus, that matters a lot for the author, because author expectations is at 3 levels. Number one, primary journal, those are not indexed anywhere. Second journal, whether they're indexing Scopus, Web of Science, that's it. Third one, most important, whether journal is indexing PubMed or not. So you just decide where you want to, the journal is where you want to publish your article, under the primary journal, under Scopus index, or under PubMed index. So if it is indexed under Web of Science or not, or PubMed, Scopus or not, that not matters a lot for us. Our requirement generally is for the non-index journal, Scopus index journal, and highly indexing is PubMed index journal, first part. And second question, what you ask? Predatory journal.
Yes,
so
sir.
predatory journal, there is no as such options to identify predatory journal. A little bit experience and understanding about the content, you can judge the predatory journal. Usually the journal, those who has not issuers, not published, some issue having 1 or 2 articles, some issue having 10 to 30 articles, or editor boards are very randomly mentioned. Some are from only Maharashtra and randomly like Nigeria, it indicates they are not widely distributed, and indicate the guidelines are not properly mentioned on the website, indicate there is a very less probability. And nowadays the major problem which I used to get from the clients, that is most important. Sir, I am finding some journal which are under the UGC, which are under the Scopus. I have gone through the website. When they share me the website, I immediately told them, sir or madam, please don't publish your article in this journal. This is a fake journal. They ask me, how you judge? That answer is that on the journal website, it is clearly mentioned that journal is under UGC. Followed by, they have given that photograph of UGC, Scopus. That Scopus name along with the H index graph is mentioned, so that Shimago, so that they can understand, reader, the author can easily find out, okay, this journal is under Scopus. But when you click on that logo, it will move to the Scopus website, and where you understand that really this journal is not under the Scopus. They just keep their name over there like a picture. So these fake journals are there. So by this way, you can identify whether journal is pediatric journal or the actual journal.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for that.
Yes,
I would like to combine the next two questions because they are again almost the same.
all right.
Mr. Pawan sir is asking whether could you guide us on how to find a high index citation, and from Anuja ma'am, where she is again asking how do we determine if the impact factor, from the impact factor, how do we determine whether the journal is worthy or not worthy for publication?
No. Question is wrong. If the journal is having impact factor, it's definitely worthy. If journal is having impact factor, it means journal is at least 3 years old. First thing, and it is scrutinized by the Scopus team, Web of Science. So definitely it is having the weightage worthy. You can definitely compare in between two journals. If one journal has impact factor 1.5, another is having 1.7. Then definitely you can go through number of citations and number of published article from which institution. Accordingly, you can further screen for the in-between journal. But any journal having impact factor definitely is worth for the publication.
Thank you, sir. And about high index citations, how do we run through those formulas?
No, that again the same question asked before few time, that indexing high citation, where it comes across a profile of the person. If it's like I have the 100 publications, for example, and not a single article is cited any time, so my citation is 0, my H index is 0, my I index is 0. So increasing citation day by day will create the citation profile, that is H index and I index. So high citation is for the individual journal, individual person, not for the publishers.
Thank you, sir. Sir, Dr. Atul is asking if you could guide us on Urkun, which is a plagiarism checker.
So there is no guidance for the Urkun. Urkun is only software provided by the government free of cost to the universities. It is same as that of Turnitin. So as it is provided by free of cost, so universities are using Urkun software to check the plagiarism. Same report will be generated by the Turnitin, same report will be generated by Urkun. Once you get a report, you will get the similar index, percentage of plagiarism. You can find out the similar links from where it is copy paste, and you can just rewrite the content.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So with your due permission,
Yes.
can we, with the remaining questions, contact you on email?
Yes, definitely, sir. Always welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for that, sir. Almost all the questions have been answered, but still, in case anything comes up, we would like
Yes,
to contact
please.
you for the same.
Definitely,
Thank you.
sir. Always
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And now, may I please request Shivani ma'am to take over, please? Thank you, sir. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Welcome.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Pandya, sir. Sir, Chakravarti, sir, can you please stop your screen presentation?
Yes.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, on behalf of Dr. D.Y. Patil College of Pharmacy, Akurdi, I request Dr. Chakravarti, sir, to please accept our certificate of appreciation. Copy of the same will be sent via email.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, may I please request Vishali Patil ma'am to propose the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. I deem it a great honor to propose the vote of thanks to all who have helped us in making this webinar such a resounding success. First of all, on behalf of our respected principal, Dr. Neeraj Vivahare sir, faculties and IQAC cell, I would like to propose a hearty vote of thanks to our speaker, Dr. V.A. Chakravar sir, for gracing today's webinar. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for the interesting and thought-provoking address. Today's webinar gave us a crystal clear idea about details path starting from the title page, ethics, keyword, font size, paper size, part of a manuscript, searching tools, and many more, which help us definitely in increasing our proficiency in our publication. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for making an excellent presentation and meaningful. This webinar interesting and meaningful. Thank you, sir. I would like to express our profound gratitude to our management for their support. Our beloved principal, Dr. Neeraj Vivahare sir, for his presence in this webinar, and all the delegates for their coordination. Finally, the wonderful attendees who have turned up in such a great number. Thank you so much for your cooperation and active participation. Once again, I would like to thank you, Dr. Vishal Chakravar sir, Principal sir, all delegates, faculties, attendees, IQAC cell for your cooperation. Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a nice day ahead. Over to you, Shivani.
Thank you very much, Trishali ma'am. Now, Dr. Chakravar sir, with your due permission, shall we wrap up the today's session?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yes. Thank you very much,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Thank you once again.
For this amazing
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Welcome.
So with this, I declare that the today's webinar is over. Stay safe, take care. Thank you.